welcome to Enough with the BS podcast. Thank you for wherever you may be listening. This is our WWE All Nothing But Wrestling, well, really, Raw versus SmackDown show.
Yeah.
Thanks to you, the fans. You guys created this show. On our last show where we did Barbershop Talk, we pretty much saved WWE for last.
Mm-hmm.
Some of you guys got upset.
Oh, wow. Really?
Oh, yeah. I got some feedback about that. Some of them got upset and was like, look, man, I waited 45 freaking minutes to hear some WWE talk, and you guys only gave me 10.
I'll give you what you want today, then.
Hey, this is an entire podcast dedicated to nothing but the WWE. Once again, my name is Tyler Butler. To my right is my right-hand man, Josh Smith.
Yes, sir.
Josh, anything interesting happened over the week before we dive into the show?
Panthers suck.
Yes, they do. Yes.
Tom Brady's a coward. And,
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Brady's a coward. I didn't like that.
What happened with the Tom Brady situation? Let the listeners know.
Somebody asked him about the Trump comments when he said he just grabs women by the, and Tom just laughed it off and walked away. I know that's your boy and all, Tom, but you could at least said, I don't condone those type of comments or something. Give me something. You ain't got to say you hate Donald Trump or nothing, because I know that's your boy, but at least say I don't condone violence against women or sexual assault.
I'm with you, man.
But you played great today, but I still think you're a coward. Sorry, Tom.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Straight.
And the Panthers suck.
Yeah, you guys are awful.
Trash.
Jeez.
Well, they need to stop treating Cam like he's a middle linebacker and call some of these hits.
Man, I mean.
But this is the wrestling show.
Yeah, we're not gonna we're not gonna dive too much into Carolina Panthers and how god awful they are at the moment. And Tom Brady, shame on you for not sticking up for women's rights. I don't know what Gazelle had to say about that. Maybe she went out and got her a Make America Great Again hat. I don't really know, but hey, we're gonna stop right there because like I said on my post, I'm done talking about politics. Sick of that crap. It's getting on my nerves. It's been the worst election I've ever seen in my freaking life. Every time I turn on CNN, it's nothing but allegations this and allegations that. Nothing about policies. I don't know how you're going to get me a job next year. But what I do know is that one of the Bush sons got fired from CNN.
Was that his son?
NBC. No, it wasn't his son. I think he's
Billy
related.
Bush?
Yeah, something like it.
Okay.
Who cares? Back to the show.
Yeah, WWE.
WWE all day, every
Japan,
day today.
Anything.
But I do want to say one particular thing that I think is extremely important to me. Coming from the last podcast we did was the Be Like Martin or Be Like Mike episode. Mm-hmm. We got a lot of love back from that episode. So I just wanted to thank each and every one of you for listening and tuning in to the podcast. Thank you for giving us the incredible feedback that we needed to keep this thing going. From that, Josh, I don't know if I told you, but one of our listeners by the name of Rodriguez McKinney actually said that the podcast motivated him, where he actually went to basically to his councils down there in the city, had a town hall meeting about trying to get the amendment changed. That how African Americans are counted as a fifth, and they're supposed to be having a town hall meeting about that come this Friday, and it all was stirred up by listening to our podcast.
There you go.
The guy Amos Valentine that I read his quote. I also went to hear him and Lorenzo Powers speak over the weekend, and it was incredible stuff. So
it's very good.
It's nothing like, and all three of those guys are my friends. I'm not even going to consider them listeners, even though they do listen to the show. I went to high school with all three guys, and I just wanted to tell you guys, if you're listening today, I couldn't be more proud of you. Keep up the good work. Now, it's WWE time. Sorry, I know we're 5 minutes in, and you guys probably like,
fast forward a little bit.
get to wrestling already. We're going to get to it. I'm definitely going to get some background music for us, too. Excuse the static. We're just trying to get everything, set the mood right for us. But as you can tell from the intro, from Finn Balor, one of my favorite wrestlers right now, from NXT, of course. This is nothing about World Wrestling Entertainment. I almost said Federation.
No, you can't say that anymore.
No, you can't do that.
It's entertainment.
Yeah, World Wrestling Entertainment. I couldn't fit pretty much everything in one show. I wanted to do WWE, NXT, Lucha Underground.
Yeah, that Ring of Honor out there.
Yeah, I wanted to include it all.
New Japan.
I couldn't get it all.
It's great. It's a great time to be a wrestling fan right now. And like you said, it's not just WWE. It's just all over. Like New Japan Pro Wrestling comes on here in South Carolina. I recorded and watch it. They got Jim Ross doing the America announcers, or he's the announcer for the New Japan. Ring of Honor is pretty good. They play the old episodes. I don't know where they're at in their storyline. They play these. They're just loops of Ring of Honor. I wish I could be a little bit more up on it. But like you said, it's a great time to be a wrestling fan right now.
So, I know you guys used to the show format and the music that we play in the background is mostly hip-hop. This is wrestling.
CM Punk right now.
That's exactly what we're bumping at this time. You're going to hear a couple of songs that are not wrestler themes, but they were themes from main events, pay-per-view events, such as WrestleMania and SummerSlam, things
Don't play Flow Rider, please. Do not play Flow Rider. This is my house.
I love that song.
Please do not play the instrumental of that.
No
matter what you do. I know that was one of the WrestleMania.
God, I love that song.
I hate that song.
It's one of my motivations.
Oh, Jesus.
Welcome to my house.
No, walk out.
But yeah, hey, so the format of this show is pretty much going to be, I'm going to play something from one of our listeners for you guys to tune into. We have 2 listeners that actually sent me something. I'm going to play what they had to say in entirety. And then we're just going to discuss it. We're going to do that twice. This show will probably go into, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half. We're going to be discussing pretty much SmackDown versus Raw. Who has the better roster? What's the better show? Also, we're going to be discussing new school versus old school. You know, the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
My favorite time.
Okay.
A lot of people think that the wrestling is better now. The entertainment is better now.
It is.
I don't think so. So that's going to be one of the arguments that we're going to have. We're definitely going to get into it. But what I want to do is let's go ahead and dive right into our first sound bite. He's going to introduce himself on the sound bite. And then we're just going to, discuss it and go from there.
All right.
1 second. Let's dive into it.
Yo, what's up to all the listeners of Enough BS Podcast, Enough with BS Podcast. It's your boy, man, Keys Ali. Before I get anything started, just want to say, just another week podcast coming in October. Me, T-Mike, my man, Real J Carter. We're going to be coming to you real nice, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But I gotta come in and address my dudes from Enough with the BS Podcast about this wrestling. Like, I pressed play. I had to wait 40 minutes to get like a 10-minute spill of wrestling. And I'm like, y'all tripping. So y'all got to come hard on this podcast that y'all coming up with that's strictly WWE, But first off, guys, SmackDown is killing Raw. Now, last week was cool with the women's main event. Excuse me, that was last night. Last night was cool with the women's main event. I mean, Charlotte and Sasha, they always put on a great show from the NXT days. But, I mean, that was pretty much like Raw just replying to that TNA's Bound for Glory Hall of Fame with one of the best female wrestlers of all time, Gail Kim. So that was responding back to that. And then you already know SmackDown is like wiping the floor with their storylines, man. I mean, come on. They got the last kicker champion, Becky Lynch. They got Naomi. Everybody loved Naomi. I mean, come on. When she come out, everything has to stop. Have you seen that ass? I don't know if you can cuss on your podcast. You can beep that out, but have you seen her, bro? I'm telling you, it's crazy. Then you got Carmella. Nikki Bella, Nikki Cena, whatever you want to call it, because hell, these days she duplicating everything Cena doing anyway, so you know he training her. I mean, man, come on, SmackDown is stacked, man. There's no way in the world Raw is touching SmackDown besides all the little firepower they have, the star power that they have. And I mean, come on, pure wrestling is on SmackDown. Now, what I will give Raw is that cruiserweight division. I'm kind of scared that they may mess it up, but if they get Triple H and the NXT team writing the stories, they might sign Kota Ibushi. I can't say that guy's name. Come on, country. But if they get that guy on the show too, man, come on, man. The CWC was amazing. So if they do the same thing they did, the CWC on Raw for that third hour, then Raw can have a little kickback. But I'm telling you right now, man, I'm telling you, SmackDown is killing it. Then I heard you guys mention Mr. PWI 500, number one, Roman Reigns. I mean, come on, they had to revamp him. They had to put him in the mid-card because he had mid-card abilities. And the only reason he was up top because he was Samoan. I mean, that's it. I mean, every Samoan shoots to the top. Look how they know Nia Jax right now. I mean, they're building her up for this big bill, but is she really that good? You know, so I'm not buying this whole Roman Reigns. I hope you guys aren't either. And man, SmackDown is just killing Raw. Point blank. And then you guys made a comment on no one on SmackDown Raw is ready for the main titles. Are you serious, man? You got Randy, who was like a 13, 14-time champion, right behind Ric Flair and John Cena. Throw the scrap on him. He can do his thing. Bray Wyatt never had gold. That could be his first piece of gold. Man, you got all the young cats down there, man. Apollo Crews, not saying pushing on him too early, but he can go into a feud. You know, so you got AJ Styles, who is our champion. Him and Dean can go back and forth for a while. If I'm not, they got a couple guys on SmackDown, man. You guys gotta get SmackDown. You can't fast forward SmackDown, like my man said. You gotta let that play out, man. You guys also compared the present day to the new era. The past to the new era. You're saying, I mean, I got respect for the Attitude Era. Kurt Angle, the Hardys, Edge and Christian, my favorite Y2J and Booker T, Stone Cold. I mean, that was good, but that was all antics, man. Like, why we love it so much, it's because of like the antics of it. Booker T and Stone Cold in the grocery store, shit was gold, but it was antics. Nowadays we got Raw wrestling, good storylines, and it is killing it, man. I'm telling you, man. I mean, you guys gotta get on your NXT. Like I said, I only heard that little 10 minutes, so maybe you guys are on your NXT. But, you know, the NXT are not making these guys stars, man. NXT is making these guys that are already hot in the indies. They're teaching them that WWE production, like camera here, and that's where they're going with it. But these guys are already stars. Like, come on, Glorious Bobby. Come on, that's not the WWE, man. That's Bobby. Bobby has always been glorious. He got like a revamp, and he's here to go. And then when Bobby needs to come over, I heard you guys when you first started the podcast with the epic theme, man. I'm trying to tell you, that guy, when he comes up, he doesn't need to go. Shinsuke does not need to go to Raw. Shinsuke needs to come to SmackDown. Those guys need to come to SmackDown, man. Couple questions I got for you while I got you guys' attention. TNA. If Vince was to buy TNA, what do you think? Who do you think need to come over from the roster? What about that whole DK versus Delete? What you guys think about that, man? I respect what you guys have to say. I really enjoy listening to the podcast today. I'm a big wrestling fan, not too much basketball. I'm a Cardinals fan when it comes down to NFL pro ball. My team's not doing too well. I'm a Gamecock fan when it comes down to college ball. We're not doing too well. So all I got is wrestling, and I'm going to stick with it. You know, so if you guys want to talk wrestling, let me know, man. I'll stop by, swing by, drop some more pieces.